Hey, what's up, guys? On this channel, I've been focusing on this series on boxing, and I don't know how popular it's going to be, or like, because my channel has generally been towards PED use and exercise science and such. But I want to share my perspective on what got me to be from like a beginner boxer to where I'm at now, which is, I don't claim to be like a super good boxer by any means, but I'm definitely can hold my own in the ring with even my coach these days. Me and him exchange punches, throw down with him and things. So what took me to be a like beginner boxer to an intermediate kind of boxer through sparring. Because here's the thing, you could train on the bags and you can train pads and jump rope all you want and do all the exercises. If you don't jump in the ring and actually play the game, which is the game of boxing, then you're never going to learn. It's like, I don't know, you could learn chess theory all you want. You could, do chess puzzles and things all day, every day. But it's not until you play a game of fucking chess that you're gonna actually get good at it, right? So the key is you got to get the time in the ring in the sparring sessions, okay? And I'm going to explain, this is going to take your levels up. Even for advanced fighters, like, this is how you're going to get good or learn and be good, okay? Because that's actually how you learn how to actually fucking how to fight, okay? And so I'm gonna tell you what to do, how I learned my tricks, techniques to get where I was to where I'm at now, okay? So what was I at before? First of all, when you start sparring, and I could make this geared towards beginners, but if you're watching this video, you probably have a little bit of boxing experience. But I just want to get a few things out of the way first for the beginners. One, beginners are way too tight. They're way too tense and way too tight. They waste energy and they move too much, okay? Or don't move at all. Don't move their head properly at all, okay? So this is going to be the first thing, which is my first point, which is the balance between moving and not moving. Because if you move too much, you're gonna waste energy. You know what I mean? And if you move too little, then you're not gonna move enough, and you're gonna get clocked. So there's a balance between moving and not moving. Okay, which is gonna be the key thing. This is gonna be the key thing of the first thing I want to mention. And it's so important because boxing's all about footwork. It's about moving your head and throwing the right punches and the right combos at the right time. Timing is the key to it. So you got to move at the right time, and this is what I'm going to first talk about, because I think it is the most important for people, for no matter what level you're at. Okay, and so the key to this is that I'm going to just on this first point is you got to move kind of off time. You got to move often, but unpredictable and off time. That's going to be the first thing that I'm going to suggest. Okay, and I know it's kind of ambiguous of a statement, but that's what, if you understand what I'm talking about, though, it's going to be key. Which is, obviously you're going to move, but you're going to move in a way that's unpredictable. Okay, off time. Second of all, you got to create this gap between when you throw. Now, you might argue with me on this one. If you're an experienced boxer, leave in the comment section below. But the way I did it was I counted. I literally had a clock in my mind, okay, between when I threw. Because you're not just constantly throwing. You gotta like have a clock and like when you do engage. Because if you're just constantly engaging and he's able to block you properly, he's just gonna sit back and wait, and then you're gonna get tired, and he's gonna fuck you up. That's just the reality of the situation when you're boxing multiple rounds. So what you gotta do is have a pace between your engagements, like clock it out, okay? And this is what I do. I don't know if anybody else is. I've never heard anybody else talk about this, okay? But so what I do is essentially 10 to 15 seconds between engagements of jabs, maybe a jab cross, jab, and then once every 3 or 4 engagements, I throw a proper combo. Okay. okay, to try to open them up. Because if I threw nothing but combos the whole time, I'd be gassed out within the second round. Okay, so here, I'm picking up this because I feel like I'm too crouched over here like this. And I'm just making this video off the top of my head about things that helped with me. Okay, so if you're an experienced boxer, chime in here, please, because I'd love to hear your advice as well. Okay. Third, which is something I talked about yesterday, actually, was really developing your lead hand, which is going to be potentially your non-dominant hand, unless you're southpaw right-handed. So it's like, for me, I'm right-handed, but I'm orthodox, right? So you really have to develop your lead hand, specifically your lead hook. That's really going to help out your sparring sessions when you throw those, okay? And that's because, as I was mentioning in my video yesterday, you're already halfway there with that lead hook. You're already right there, and it's a powerful punch. Same with the jabs. Jab, I could talk about jabs all day, but the lead hook is going to be the one that is going to be take your boxing from intermediate level to elite level if you're able to throw those proper. Okay. Fourth is obviously you got to be conditioned. You got to condition yourself with cardio, and don't neglect going to the gym proper, doing bench press, doing pull-ups, doing squats, doing proper gym routine, and don't neglect that, because a lot of people just go to the boxing gym, and sure, boxing gyms do some interval training. They do lots of great workouts in between, actually proper train for proper boxing. But here's the thing, like, I know a lot of guys I train with, they didn't go to a proper gym, and I believe they could have really benefit from it, because they had natural talent, but they didn't have the strength, and there was something lacking, I'll put it that way, that they could have got from being having a little bit more rigorous kind of punches behind them. Okay, so that's that. Next, I'm going to say you got to learn how to take punches well and not react to them, not be too reactive. Okay, not flinching, or when you actually do get hit or clipped, you're not going to show that it affected you, even though it might. They might have hit you with a shot to the solar plexus, and you may be hurt. But you gotta learn how to have that poker face and not show that, okay? And lastly, which is kind of an advanced technique, is be a bit deceptive. So one example I'll give is act tired when you're not. Huff and puff when you're actually pretty good. And they'll get a little bit more confident, and you can capitalize off that confidence. Another thing is baiting them for a proper counter, which is a bit more advanced technique. But if you're an experienced boxer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's something that I learned to quite effectively, is how to bait punches, bring them in so you can counter properly. And you have to control the ring. I mentioned this in a previous video, that boxing's like a board game almost. Okay, like in a board game, you have the board itself, like chess or checkers or Scrabble or something like that. Well, in boxing, you have the ring, and it's just like this little area that you're in, right? You can't go outside that ring, right? So it's about area control and denying them having the upper hand as far as having the great real estate in the ring, if that makes sense. Like in chess is a perfect analogy to boxing, actually. What distinguishes a mediocre chess player and a good chess player is somebody who can control the center of the board, those center four squares. Well, in boxing, if you can control the center of the ring and let them come to you more, and then pin them in the corners and kind of suffocate them in a corner, well, and they might be dancing around you, you know, and they're going to be wasting so much more energy because you're in the center and they're moving side to side, trying to avoid you, you know, and potentially you win the long game that way. It's a war of attrition, like in war. You know what I mean? Sure, you could just go out there and just like straight up dummy them if you're that good, but in boxing, it's a little bit more nuanced. It's like you got to learn how to play the long game, and in sparring, you'll learn that, which is playing the long game more. You know what I mean? And that's the lessons I'm trying to relay to you, because I got a lot of sparring experience early on, thankfully, and I learned the hard way. You know what I mean? And I train hard, and I did a lot of research, watch a lot of actual, professional boxing matches, and develop my own style. And I'm trying to share that with you. You know what I mean? Even though that I learned, I was a bit of a late bloomer. You know what I mean? I didn't learn how to box until a few years ago, and but the quality of training I've gotten and experience I've gotten, I'm trying to relate to you. And trust me, I'm not claiming to be like super elite boxer by any means, or like a coach. You know what I mean? I'm just sharing what has helped me get from being a mediocre boxer to somebody who can actually properly throw. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like boast or whatever. I'm just being real. Okay, and I want to share that with you, and I want you guys to share your things with me. Okay, because I'm still learning. You know, I'm sure many of you guys who are watching this who are boxers might be able to kick my ass, no problem. You know, in boxing, that's fine. But when it comes down to like actually learning how to box properly, I'm going to reiterate: you got to get in the ring, you got to spar, you got to find good sparring partners. Okay, people who are maybe at your level or even maybe a little bit above your level, and learn what works. You'll learn quickly what works and what doesn't work, because when you figure out what doesn't work, you pay the price the hard way, which is potentially getting hurt, negative consequence. So I'll leave it there, guys. I had a few drinks tonight after work. It's my Friday, but I hope I explained everything well for you guys. Again, this might not be the most popular videos for my channel, but it's important to me, and I want to get at least it down and my thoughts down, even for myself, to document it. You know what I mean, for myself. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. Is there something else you would like to add? Please. And follow if you like as well. Thank you for watching. Peace.